And y'all might remember my next guest, because not long ago, I featured him in one of our What I'm Liking segments, and I fell in love with him. This wonderful man gave all of his employees raises. Now they're each guaranteed to make at least $70,000 a year, and that's not all. He actually cut his own $1.1 million salary to match his employees' pay. Nobody does that.
Nobody does that.
What?
Right?
Here he is, the last time he was on our show, y'all.
And then I realized that a third of the people at my company that I founded, that I owned, were making less than my friend Valerie was making. And that was just, heartbreaking for me. And I felt convicted about it. And I promised to her on the hike at the top of a mountain that I would find some way to have a $70,000 minimum wage for everyone at Gravity. And a few weeks later, I announced, and about a third of the people got their pay doubled.
Okay, we have to have you come on this show and talk more about this. This is like not long enough, Dan. You've just made an impact on me and everyone here and everyone that's gonna see this show. Thank you so much. Well, I told him I wanted to meet him in person, and today is the day, y'all. Please welcome Gravity Payments CEO Dan Price and the woman who inspired him, Rosita Barlow. Oh my gosh. Okay, Rosita, take us back to where you were before the raise.
I was, working at Gravity, and I loved it. I loved the job, but I wasn't making ends meet. It was barely to be able to cover my expenses. So I started working at a fast food restaurant full-time, in addition to working at Gravity. Wow. And even then, I was still kind of struggling. I was in survival mode at that point. But I really didn't want Dan to know about it because I was actually scared I was gonna get fired for working 2 jobs. But I got offered at the restaurant to do some training. And so I accidentally left the book out at the office, and he saw it. And he called me into the office, and I thought I was gonna get fired immediately.
It's horrible.
It was. And he came in and he just said, what is it gonna take to have a better work-life balance for yourself? What is it gonna take to quit the other job? And he wanted me to think about it. And so I came back and I gave him a number. And then he said, give me some time to think about it. And he came back and he's like, all right, let's do it. We'll give you a raise. And I wanna be able to have a sustainable life for yourself. So let's do that. And he gave me the raise and I quit the job. And I've just been so thankful ever since.
Oh my God. That's an unreal story. Like, this is the second time I'm hearing it, and my mind is still like, that does not happen. It should, though. It's so beautiful. So, Dan, how did Rosita's story affect you emotionally, like to where you made that change?
Well, she's such a hard worker, and she puts everything into what she does. And there's so many people out there like that, as I'm learning, but to see it firsthand, to see somebody that is unquestionably deserving of a living wage, deserving of being able to have health, a balanced lifestyle, and enough resources to be able to just live a good, normal life. She's somebody who inspired me because I saw she wasn't being provided that when she unquestionably deserves to have it.
Wow, I'll work for you. I'm like, no boss sounds like that. That's amazing.
And it's a great business decision for us because—
But you extended it to all your employees.
We do, because we all know our health impacts how well we do in our jobs, and we know that intuitively. And we've bought into this lie that not having enough money is a character flaw. It isn't. Actually, when you solve those things, when you make enough to pay your expenses, to have a good, healthy life, you perform better in your job, just like you perform better when you sleep better, when you eat better. Do the things to create the life that you want and to be able to make a difference through your work.
Yeah, a stable, healthy life. That's so cool. And one of my questions, though, is how has it affected, one, your business, and two, the people at the workplace? Because people that are happier and sustaining a better lifestyle and something that's good, especially with children, how has this all affected everything?
So prior to our $70,000 minimum wage, people were, of course, a little bit stretched thin. We had between 0 and 2 babies born per year at the company prior to that point.
Wow.
Since implementing it, we've had over 40 babies born in just over 4 years.
People be like, we got a raise! They're like, yes! I can afford a child in diapers!
Not only that, people are buying homes. We've seen almost a double of our voluntary savings rate through our company 401k. All of these programs where everyone told me, oh, everyone's just going to waste their money. That's not true. People have used the money to make their lives better.
It boosts the economy. They're spending,
And the company has more than doubled in size. We have 70% more employees. We're 250%.
That's because they heard about you. They were like, what does he do? I do that too. I want to do that. Not long ago, Dan decided to raise all of his employees' salaries to a minimum of $70,000, cutting his own $1.1 million annual pay in the process. Crazy and awesome. It's had a huge impact on all his employees, including our next guest, Jose Garcia. Y'all give it up for Jose right now. Sporting this rock and roll hair, I love you. So how long have you been with Gravity, and how did the raise change your life?
I've been, I like to round up, so I'll say 6 years, but it's about 5.5. And the immediate impacts were great. I got to move into an apartment that was way closer to work. I went from a 30 to 40-minute commute with traffic to a 6-minute commute with traffic. So yeah, it was crazy. Like, the immediate effects were great. I bought trinkets, stuff. Like, it's just the mental health part that was like, oh, I get to do these things that I've been wanting to do. But the unintended, it might have been unintended, I don't know, like, you're smarter than I am, but the unintended consequences were really the important ones for me, because I got to do all sorts of stuff. I got to take up jujitsu. I got to take up kickboxing, rock climbing. I got to break a finger.
I was gonna say, I just noticed your hand. I'm like, how are you doing?
Jujitsu, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got in a fight.
You're
I like
into
to say,
it.
I know,
I like
love it.
You're blaming the broken hand on me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's Dan's fault, pretty much. Yeah, I got to get rid of a car that was, 15 years old and worrying about, is it going to break down? Yeah, going up a hill, snow. Snow was new to me. Like, I've never dealt with that. So buying a car, peace of mind. So, like, the unintended consequences were really, for me, like, the more important ones, where I was like, oh, I didn't realize how much of my, really, like, day-to-day was like, okay, cool, am I going to eat or am I going to pay for gas?
Dude, I remember you'd have to pick.
Yeah.
Am I going to pay this bill, or do I want water?
Yeah.
And can I shower at my gym?
Well, the thing was, Jose was helping all of our small business clients, because what we do is kind of boring. We basically make software that helps small businesses be able to keep up with Amazon and Starbucks.
That's not boring. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, we love little guy and gal small business owner. That's like what drives us. And Jose, during the day, he's so passionate. He's helping all these small business owners, but in the back of his mind, he told me later, there was this stress. And so all of a sudden, you remove that stress, he can give 100% of our focus and attention to these small business owners.
Yeah.
Since then, he's gotten promoted, he's changed jobs, Rosita as well. So it really opens up that creativity when you take away the stress.
Yeah, amen. I hate stress. Oh my gosh, it's killing us. I just want to point out, once again, it's like Principal Christy Edwards up there said, it's opportunity. Opportunity is everything. It gives you hope.
The opportunities that Dan has provided me, I've gotten to do crazy things that I never would have imagined. I've gotten to fly to Germany, like, speak on behalf of the company. I've spoken at Harvard, which is insane. Wow. I was on a show once. We're here, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. You got jokes.
Those things, those opportunities, I was this person and I wasn't really anybody. I was just this kid, and the opportunities that Dan has provided, I feel like I've grown and I've learned and I've gotten to do so many things. So thank you. I appreciate everything that you've done.
And I don't know if y'all can zoom in on this brother, but he has the cutest freckles in the whole world on his face. And with that mohawk and the freckles, I mean, you're every mama's dream. Okay. So
Jose also has posts on social media, what did I do to become like Batman today? Because he's focused on his health. So every day he posts, what did he do to become like Batman? And he does the coolest workouts, meditation, health practices.
That's so cool. It's so
so
good for you.
inspirational to the whole team.
Through this, I've been able to, like, drop some weight. There's, from the time that I started.
And take time for yourself, self-care.
Absolutely. Like, it was like 100-something pounds. So it was a little bit.
What?
But,
oh my gosh!
yeah.
I love how casual you whirled out that. That's amazing.
Yeah. And those are like I said, the unintended consequences. People think of money, and yes, it's helpful, but really these things where it's like, oh, I can invest in myself is what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That's amazing. So what is next for your company? What's next for Gravity?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm focused on being the best son, brother, uncle that I can be, and just like really trying to connect from a relationship level, because to me that's what matters. And you know, I'm working on myself, because like what's most important to me is to be like a great husband and father someday, and so I'm working on myself.
Are you saying you're single?
Well,
ladies,
unfortunately.
let me talk to the world right now. You want to be in his presence. You want to, like, I can't believe you're single.
I have work to do on myself. So throughout my
oh my God, you're such a good guy. You're like thinking inwardly. Like, what?
Kelly, Lionel and I want to be in his
I know.
Come on.
Like, every woman and gay man out there is like, yes. Like,
throughout my late teens and throughout my 20s, you know, I was working 16-hour, 17-hour days building this company. And so I've had to take a little bit of time and try to live out a healthy lifestyle myself. And that's caused me to reflect inward and like get to the right place.
You're practicing what you preach. Yeah,
I'm trying to. And so it looks nice, and people always say, oh, best boss in the world and all these kind of things. But, you know, all of us have a lot of work to do, and we all know that. And we need to be better for each other. And that's really what
and better to ourselves. Yeah. I mean, if you need help, we will have you back. We have a blind dating segment that you can use my voice chair. I'm just saying, I will hook you up. This is amazing. I will not stop talking until you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's right, and I can talk a lot. Seriously, not gonna stop. Yep, still here, not going anywhere. I see you. Don't walk away from this.